Have you ever looked around and wondered what happened to the modern woman? Why so many behave like digital goddesses, worshipped through screens, flaunting their bodies for strangers while calling it empowerment? Why they build entire identities around being desired? Not by one man, but by everyone. To Nietzsche, this wouldn't have been surprising. He predicted it. The moment men stopped leading, the moment they stopped embodying strength and depth, women would begin seeking their power elsewhere. When real dominance disappears, illusion replaces it, and social media became the new temple where that illusion was born. The modern woman doesn't just want attention, she needs it. It's her new oxygen. Her reflection isn't the mirror on her wall, it's the one made of pixels, comments, and hearts. Yet behind that glow, there's emptiness. Because what she's chasing isn't love or connection, it's validation. But here's the uncomfortable truth Nietzsche would have forced us to face. Toxic women were not born this way. They were shaped by the world men created. By weak men who gave away their authority to comfort. By lazy men who replaced discipline with desire. By insecure men who praise and worship instead of challenge and lead. When men stopped being builders of meaning, women stopped respecting them and started performing for them instead. When men became spectators, women became entertainers. It's a tragic balance of nature. When strength disappears, seduction fills the vacuum. Nietzsche once wrote, "He who despises himself still respects himself as one who despises." And that's exactly what modern man has become. A creature who secretly hates what he allows, but does nothing to change it. He scrolls through her photos, funds her fantasies, and then complains about her emptiness, never realizing he helped build it. Modern women think they've ascended, that they've evolved into something divine, but their divinity is digital. Their freedom is borrowed. It exists only because men stopped guarding the gates of values, honor, and truth. The truth Nietzsche would whisper is brutal. When men abandon their higher nature, women stop aspiring to it. They descend instead into beauty without virtue, attention without meaning, and chaos without purpose. And the world watches, pretending it's empowerment. Once we understand that weak men created toxic women, the next truth becomes unavoidable. Women are mirrors. They reflect the strength or weakness of the men around them, often more accurately than any philosopher or critic could. Nietzsche knew this. He called it the law of reciprocity between the sexes. When men lose purpose, discipline, and self-mastery, women instinctively respond to the imbalance, shaping their behavior to the void they find before them. Think about it in modern terms. A woman sees a man who has no backbone, no direction, no ambition. He chases pleasure instead of excellence, scrolls instead of creating, avoids confrontation instead of seeking truth. He believes himself powerful because he has the latest gadgets, a steady paycheck, or social media approval. He thinks he can handle a woman who claims independence, who flaunts attention online, who tests limits constantly. But he can't. Not because she is inherently untamable, but because he is insufficient. Modern women learn to exploit this without conscious malice. They learn that attention is currency, that emotional energy is leverage, and that seduction without depth can manipulate the weak. A man obsessed with validation sees a woman who posts provocative content or builds her OnlyFans as a challenge to his masculinity. He convinces himself he can control it, that he can win her loyalty. Yet every like, every comment, every new follower chips away at his ego. He fights shadows while she cultivates her own reflection in the eyes of many. Nietzsche called it the will to power. But the modern man has mistaken this principle. He believes the woman is the battlefield when, in reality, the battlefield is himself. His lack of self-overcoming allows her behavior to dominate the dynamic. She's not toxic by design. She's a product of the space he leaves empty, a vacuum where discipline, leadership, and purpose should be. Look at the cultural examples. Women today openly embrace sexual freedom, post nude content, or monetize attention without shame. Many men react with outrage or possessiveness, thinking they can teach boundaries, thinking dominance is a tool they still control. But the real tool was never theirs to begin with. Men gave away moral authority to comfort, fear, and laziness. In its absence, the mirror reflects what was offered: chaos, distraction, and emptiness. Even in relationships, the pattern repeats. A man apologizes too quickly, compromises too easily, avoids conflict, or seeks approval. The woman, consciously or unconsciously, senses the lack of backbone. She tests, she pushes, she grows indifferent. What appears as toxicity is really adaptation. She is sculpted by the men who surround her, by the weak standards she inherits. Nietzsche wrote, "The most perfidious way of harming a cause consists of defending it deliberately with faulty arguments." Weak men have done exactly this to themselves and, in turn, to women. They defended their own comfort, their own mediocrity, and in doing so, they sculpted a culture where shallow empowerment thrives, where attention replaces authenticity, and where strength is misunderstood as dominance. This is the mirror effect. Women reflect the absence of what men fail to cultivate. The truth is brutal. You cannot blame her for the emptiness you allowed to form. You cannot hate her for the chaos she inherited. The weak man creates toxic women not intentionally, but inevitably. And the cycle continues, unbroken, until men rise again to claim responsibility, discipline, and self-overcoming. We've reached the point where the consequences of weakness become visible. When men stop cultivating purpose, women stop aspiring to depth. What emerges is a new archetype, the toxic woman. Not inherently evil, not born corrupt, but shaped by the void left by men who abandoned their higher selves. Nietzsche would have recognized her immediately, a product of chaos, a reflection of the absence of meaning. Modern women are free in ways that previous generations could only imagine. Financial independence, mobility, social platforms that amplify their every action. All tools that once would have empowered partnership now magnify emptiness. Freedom without depth is seductive, but dangerous. It allows her to create an identity around attention, flirtation, and performance rather than virtue, discipline, and integrity. She can build influence and followers, but she cannot build character. Not because she's incapable, but because the environment demands spectacle over substance. Consider the real-world examples. Women with multiple OnlyFans accounts, posting nude content for the world to see, flaunting attention as power. On the surface, it seems like control, empowerment, mastery. But underneath lies a fragile structure, propped up by validation from strangers. Every like is a measurement of self-worth. Every comment becomes a mirror, reflecting not who she is, but who she wants to appear to be. Nietzsche would call this slave morality, a value system derived not from internal mastery, but from external approval. And the men who claim they can handle her, they are often the same ones who allowed themselves to grow weak. They confuse fleeting attraction for true connection, popularity for intimacy, and social proof for influence. They believe dominance lies in possession or control, not self-overcoming. The result is inevitable. Frustration, obsession, heartbreak. They are ill-equipped for a partner who mirrors their own deficiency. The toxic woman does not break them. She exposes what was already broken. This archetype is amplified by the digital world. Social media creates constant comparison, infinite attention, and the illusion of choice. Women can test, reject, and manipulate without consequence because men's weakness ensures there is no real accountability. She becomes a storm that only a man with inner strength can weather. She is wild, free, unapologetic, but untethered, and therefore destructive to those unprepared. Nietzsche warned that power without restraint leads to ruin. The modern toxic woman embodies this principle. She is powerful in her freedom, yet ungrounded, a force untamed by true moral or emotional discipline. Her strength is performative, her confidence often a shield for insecurity. And she thrives in the spaces where weak men have abandoned purpose, courage, and leadership. The lesson here is harsh. Toxic women are not accidents nor random bad luck. They are inevitable consequences of weak men who forgot what it means to lead, to challenge, to cultivate themselves. When the masculine spirit fades, chaos fills the vacuum, and women, like all reflections, mirror exactly what is missing. The question for men is simple, brutal, and unavoidable. Do you continue to allow this cycle, or do you rise to reclaim the strength that once shaped civilizations? Think about that. By now, the pattern is undeniable. Weak men create toxic women. Toxic women mirror weak men. And in the chaos that follows, both sexes unknowingly feed the cycle. Nietzsche called it the eternal recurrence, the repetition of patterns until someone rises above. But in modern culture, few do. Look at it closely. Men today are addicted to comfort and validation. They fear confrontation, avoid responsibility, and chase approval over self-mastery. Many measure their worth in followers, likes, and casual conquests, rather than in discipline, ambition, or moral courage. They are easy prey for women who have learned to wield attention as power. Meanwhile, women adapt to the weakness they encounter. They test boundaries, manipulate emotional responses, and perform independence as a shield against disappointment. In a world where men fail to lead, women unconsciously claim authority, creating rules and hierarchies in the digital and social space. A woman with multiple OnlyFans accounts or provocative social media profiles isn't just asserting freedom. She is asserting dominance in the arena men abandoned. The tragic irony is that both sides blame each other. Men call women toxic, superficial, or manipulative. Women call men weak, unambitious, or incapable. Each accusation is partly true, but also a reflection of the other's absence. Nietzsche understood this perfectly. Morality and judgment are often mirrors, not truths. Weak men see toxicity and call it evil, not realizing it is the product of their own abdication of strength. Women see weakness and call it failure, not realizing it is the inheritance they were given. Social media accelerates this cycle. It gives women the means to amplify their performance and men the means to obsess over it. Every like, every comment, every provocative post fuels a feedback loop that rewards spectacle over substance. Women perform, men react, and neither learns depth, resilience, or self-mastery. It is a digital theater of chaos where the strongest actors are often the weakest in reality. This is why relationships fail. Not because love is impossible, but because the foundations have been corrupted. Men expect admiration without earning it. Women expect freedom without responsibility. Each attempts to fill a void in the other, but both are empty at the core. Nietzsche would call this the tragic comedy of misplaced values. A world where instinct and morality are inverted, where appearances masquerade as power, and where true mastery is nearly extinct. The cycle continues until men reclaim themselves, until they stop seeking validation, stop excusing weakness, and stop worshipping comfort over courage. Until women stop performing freedom as power and begin seeking substance in themselves rather than reflection in others. The brutal truth is simple. No one outside can break this pattern. The only way to end it is within, by rising above weakness, by cultivating depth, and by embodying the strength that shapes reality instead of reacting to it. And until that happens, the mirror will only reflect decay. The cycle of weak men and toxic women does not have to be eternal. Nietzsche's brutal truth is not just a warning, it is a call to action. The solution begins with one person, the man who chooses to rise above comfort, distraction, and validation. He does not fight the chaos outside. He conquers the chaos within. A higher man is not defined by wealth, status, or social media influence. He is defined by discipline, purpose, and self-mastery. He knows his values, sets his boundaries, and refuses to allow his spirit to be shaped by the superficial demands of others. In a world where mediocrity has become the standard, he is a rare presence. A man who carries weight, responsibility, and meaning in every action. Modern women, the toxic women shaped by weak men, are not destroyed by this higher man. They are challenged by him. They are confronted with authenticity, consistency, and depth, qualities they cannot fake or manipulate. Some will resist, some will adapt, and some will leave. Nietzsche would say, "Let them." The higher man does not bend for approval. He does not shrink for comfort. His strength attracts those capable of matching it, and it repels those who are not. Real-life examples are everywhere. Look at men who have dedicated themselves to mastery. In business, in craft, in fitness, in philosophy. They do not chase women. They do not obsess over attention. And yet they are the ones who command respect, not just from women, but from the world itself. Their presence alone elevates the space they occupy, forcing reflection, discipline, and honesty in those around them. The lesson is simple and merciless. Weak men create toxic women because they abdicate responsibility. The higher man changes the environment by first transforming himself. Strength begets strength. Discipline begets discipline. Depth begets depth. And in that transformation, the chaos of the modern world becomes navigable instead of destructive. So, what does this mean for you, the man watching now? The choice is yours. You can continue chasing validation, scrolling endlessly, complaining about women, or you can start building yourself, relentlessly, unapologetically, and without compromise. Nietzsche would tell you that the meaning of life is forged through struggle and self-overcoming. The world will not hand it to you. The chaos will not soften. The only path is through yourself. If you want to rise above the noise, see the truths no one else will speak, and learn how to navigate the modern world with clarity and strength, make sure you join the journey. Subscribe and step into the conversation. Because understanding this isn't enough, action is required. The higher man is waiting. Will you answer the call?